Hello everyone, it's Howard here, and welcome to my first comic review video. I mean, kind of my first. My first one was kind of showing you guys what all my comics are, but this time I'm actually going to be reviewing comics. So we have the entire Detective Comics Mud Pack series right here. One of my favorites. So I'm going to be I'm going to be reviewing this, give you like a short summary of what this is about, and I'm gonna be rating it out of 5 stars. That's how much I'm gonna be rating it out of. So basically, the Mud Pack series is about the 4 Clayfaces in the Detective Comics universe: Clayface 1, Clayface 2, Clayface 3, and Clayface 4. Clayface 2 isn't really in it because Clayface 2 is dead. Clayface 1 is the biggest villain in this. Clayface 3 is another main character in Clayface 4, who is the first Clayface we are introduced to in this one. He's the main person in the first one here, and you don't see the rest of the Clayfaces for a while. Well, at least you don't think you do for a while. But the Clayface 4 is the first one you are introduced to. Basically, Clayface 1 wants to get revenge. Well, they all want to get revenge on Batman for everything that he's done to him. And so they start off by trying to frame Batman, which you see in I think it was number 2 is when you first saw them try. And Batman in this actually teams up with a hero named Looker, who teamed up with him in the Outsiders group. And so basically, Clayface 1 first has Clayface 3 frame Batman in a way to make them think that Batman is working with Clayface 4 by robbing a place. Well, Clayface 3 can disguise as people. Not only disguise as people, can take their like psychic powers, stuff like that. Basically, and by the way, Looker is someone who can like control, like she goes into your mind and stuff like that. She makes you basically she just goes into your mind and she can do whatever she wants in there. And so Clayface 2 takes the appearance of Looker, and when she is Looker, she makes Clayface 4 do as they want. And so Clayface 3 disguises as Batman and robs places as Batman with Clayface 4. And basically they frame Batman. Although all the police, like the entire police department and Batman himself, knows that it's not actually him. So, but they let it happen anyways, so they can figure out what they're planning. So they start off by framing Batman. Then, they try to rob a casino, and Batman stops them. And Looker, Batman doesn't stop him, but they didn't rob the casino. Basically, Looker ended up having to knock out Clayface 4 because he was about to kill Batman and he didn't want him dead. So basically, she knocked Clayface 4 out and took Batman and Clayface 4 to a movie theater where Clayface 1 was, and they made Batman sit in this chair and basically made him relive all of his like bad memories and stuff like that to get him super scared. And then Clayface 1 um, prepares a toast with Clayface 3, and and so basically Clayface 1 laces it with something that makes her fall to the ground, and then Clayface 4 was already knocked out. And so she takes their blood, and he leaves Batman there, and he also leaves the 2 Clayfaces there. And then, weird enough, the Clayface 3 and Clayface 4 end up having a romantic relationship, and they end up flying away together and looking at sunsets. And so basically, going back to the actual problem at hand, Looker finds Batman in this movie theater, frees him, and they go find Clayface 1. And Clayface 1 infused himself with the blood of Clayface 3 and Clayface 4, so he now has their powers. And basically, they have a giant fight. Of course, Batman and Looker ends up winning, and that's when we get the last page of Clayface 3 and Clayface 4 having a nice, lovely kiss at the end. So, basically, Mudpack is just Batman and Looker going against all the Clayfaces. And honestly, I really love these comics. It's one of my favorites. We have part 1, part 2, part 3, which, as you can see, we have dead Robin here, sadly, and we have part 4. So it's a 4-part series. It's an amazing series. I honestly highly suggest it. Out of 5 stars, I would give it a 4.5. So we're starting this series off high with some good comics. 4.5 out of 5. This is it's just an amazing. It's an amazing series. I highly suggest it to everyone, especially Batman fans. Especially because before I read these comics, I didn't even know there was such a thing as Clayface 1, Clayface 2, Clayface 3, and Clayface 4. I thought it was just the one Clayface. Nope, there's 4 of them. I wonder if that's why they made 4 parts, because there was 4 Clayfaces. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, 4.5 for the Detective Comics, the Mudpacks, the entire series. My favorite of the bunch was obviously, my favorite of the bunch was obviously the last part when they had the giant fight with Clayface 1. It was an amazing fight, honestly. So I highly suggest it. Well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. I highly suggest these comics, as I said, 4.5 for the Detective Comics, the Mudpack, the entire series, of course. You can actually, all these comics together are worth $4. So, I mean, they're pretty cheap, so should be pretty easy to get. You can get them online for, as I said, $4 the entire series. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everyone.